Hey everybody, welcome to this installment of Dear Abby. I am Abby Lovett and I am here to help. I take questions, anonymous questions from PR pros and marketing leaders and share guidance, mostly on AI related matters, but really guidance across the board on what matters, what to avoid, and what to do to build brands and reputations in this current era of brand building, which is increasingly tilting toward AI tools. If you want to know more about this series, go back to our first post and you can listen to how we got here. Otherwise, let's dive in. In my work at CTP Visibility Advisors, I get a lot of questions, again, from seasoned pros, PR pros, SEO leaders, marketers, and very frequently the questions are sort of embarrassed. The folks that are asking them are embarrassed to ask them. And this episode concentrates on one of those questions, and it comes from a very experienced PR professional who's wondering how to, quote unquote, do press releases in the age of AI. I love this question. And I am so excited to answer it because I want this person to know they are absolutely not alone. This is something that I get asked a lot, and that's why I've decided to make this first episode about it. I also want to just say, your instincts are spot on. The reason why you're thinking this way is because indeed, that good old standby, the mighty press release, does a lot for brands, and it feeds a lot of the needs of the LLM. So this eye chart that you see here, we are going to walk through today on this episode, and I promise this is not fun to look at, I know, but I promise the episode will be more fun. So if your head is spinning as you look at this, have no fear. We're going to break it down. We'll go step by step, and then I'm going to show you how it all comes together in a real release at the end, a real fake release. All right, so we start where we've always started, which is great, with the headline. We also put the logo at the top, and when you do that, make sure that it's labeled appropriately. This is also a pretty standard practice, but I think it bears repeating. You want to make sure that it's labeled appropriately, and the logo file name even has the company name in it. Continue to be thoughtful here. When you are constructing these headlines, though, really concentrate on facts, figures, keep it between 12-ish and 18 words, keep it tight and to the point. And use your subhead as the place for context. And in that subhead, bring your receipts. You're going to put your differentiators in here, and very importantly, your measurable results. This is really important because anything that's read as clever, fluffy, or hypey is considered low signal by LLMs. Whereas high signal content like quantitative figures and precise audiences, that's considered high signal. So we're not going to do the hype stuff. We're going to concentrate on our real news for our real customers and leaders and clients. That feels so good. Okay. The dateline hasn't changed either, so won't spend any time here. Your first paragraph continues to remain your most important. So let's get into this. It's showtime. Here is where you're going to answer your who, what, why, where, when, for whom. You're going to really want, though, to ensure that you have your proof points up front, your metrics. You're going to hint at what's next. You're going to demonstrate that momentum. And all of this is necessary because this is effectively the paragraph that gets quoted back to you by AI. So work this. Sweat the details here. It matters a lot. And then back it up. Make sure that you continue to feed AI and LLM systems with all the key details that they need to get you right and to avoid inaccuracies. So this is the kind of information that can feed knowledge panels and business databases, AI summaries, and the two taken together help get us to the real estate that we're all into. That right-hand Google Knowledge Graph being chief among all of the other AI summary answers. This is where we want to be. So we really want to make sure that, again, our information is structured and retrievable. So don't sleep on this. Then we're going to continue to do what we do. As storytellers, we're going to start by framing the problem. Who's the villain in our story? Make sure that you paint a great picture of the real market forces that we're going up against. This is not anything invented or any kind of vanity innovation. And then bring on the hero. What are we doing to address that problem? How are we doing it in a way that's innovative and it's something that up-levels the traditional approach? Back it up with somebody that has authority talking about it. Ideally, this is a C-suiter. This is somebody who has deep experience in the topic at hand. And please, please, please do not run anything that has jargon in it. We are not here to synchronize. We are not synergizing. And if you need backup here, I'll come free of charge to your meeting and back you up. I will say no. But yeah, we're not using jargon. We're going to make our human leaders sound like humans. Great. Okay. Then we, PR people, we love us some third-party validation. So who and where can we prove that we're onto something? Did we do a pilot program? Did that pilot program reduce a key metric or increase a key metric? What do analysts have to say? What can we point to that reinforces that market authority? And why? Why should anyone talk about this now? Timeliness has always been a key factor in what we do and in the stories that we tell. But when you're working with the news, obviously, it has to be newsworthy. So what are we responding to that is, it's current and relevant. It's responding to a trend that's afoot today. It is accelerating something that's changing rapidly. You get the idea. And we're not even going to stop there. We're not going to talk about just what we're doing here in this moment. We also, of course, want to point to what we plan to do next, demonstrating that durability. Again, LLMs love seeing the momentum and where the company is going. We close with the boilerplate, so about the company. That's great. And again, this is another opportunity to plant the seeds that we need across LLMs and beyond. So think of this kind of like your mini Wikipedia entry. Your contact. Again, this doesn't really change. Make it very easy for people to get in touch with you. And then we'll go into the final result here. So you see all the sections I just walked you through. This is effectively, well, you don't see all the sections. You see half the sections. And I needed to split it into 2 slides here. So here's the first half, and I made up a company and an announcement, and it's about toys because I love toys and I'm a mom of 2, and they're in middle school and they like to fidget, and I have a million teachers in my family and in my community, so I just made this up for them. So Doodad International is my faux company, and they've invented a new fidget to ensure that middle schoolers actually stay focused when they get back from spring break. So from spring break to summer break, they really have to lock in so that everybody gets some time at the pool this summer. So as you can see here, we have summarized that problem. We've made it very clear how Doodad International has addressed the waning attention span from students, what it has cost to educational programs to keep students and teachers in seats during the summer. And then we keep going here. We have our press release example. continued, page 2, we have a quote from our founder, from the CEO, validated with our pilot program, and talk about strategic implications, etc. I will not read this whole thing to you. So this is how it kind of comes to life. And again, this is not fun to look at, but I've made a one-page summary of the guidance so that you have something that is a heck of a lot easier to work with. It is a Word document that has all of these notes labeled and could be a huge tool for any PR pro or marketer who's looking to tell their story. And before I let you go, I want to hit on some frequently asked questions about frequently asked questions. So more pros are putting FAQs in their press releases. And in my handout, you'll see a section for FAQs. The guidance here really is to put your FAQs after the boilerplate if your news is not crazy big news. If things are just kind of evergreen and you're further defining the category that you work in or the products that you create, put everything after the about section. But if you are releasing something that is super specific about a brand new product or uber time bound, go ahead and put it before the about the company so that things don't get messed up with your canonical identity. I can explain this further if you want to reach out, but FAQs are, there's a little bit of judgment calls. There are a few judgment calls that need to be made here, so just think about that. And that is where we close today. Again, I promised each episode under 15 minutes so I don't get up in your billable lifestyle. But if you have any questions about GEO, the future of AI visibility, brand building in general, please let me know. We're always on the hunt for great partners. So if you know of a brand or a leader that needs great PR, reputation, or visibility services, just reach out. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time.